Ugh, don't you hate that when you have stuff like empty picture frames sitting around collecting dust in your home? You think you're going to use them, you're not sure where to go with them, and you just keep hanging on to them because you're like, they might be useful, right? It's a picture frame. And then you just keep stuff shuffling, right? Where you just move it from one place to the next, and maybe I'll use it in this room, maybe I'll use it in the next room. And pretty soon you're just keep moving something around that you're not even using, and it's taking up extra space. Hi, I'm Nicole with Create the Right Way, and today we are back with our 5-A-Day Friday challenge, which is our weekly decluttering challenge. And as you may have guessed, where we are in our home office here, talking about picture frames, we are going after picture frames. And so this is our weekly decluttering challenge. And so today's challenge is to see if we can get rid of 5 extra picture frames. Because if you're not using them, what good are they doing sitting around collecting dust in your house, right? You just don't need extra things weighing you down. And it's kind of that undone to-do item on the back of your mind. Oh yeah, I need to do something with that. I need to do something with that. So question 1, evaluate. Are there picture frames where you're planning to print a picture and then hang it on your wall or put it on a shelf somewhere? How long has it been since you've been planning to do that? Give yourself a deadline, put a date on your calendar, mark it as a reminder on your phone, something like that if you're really gonna do it. Maybe you've redecorated and put up new frames and now you have old frames from different decor. Are you really gonna use those old frames? Maybe you've moved and so there just isn't a spot for those pictures anymore and you really are in a different phase of, you know what, I don't really decorate with those kind of frames anymore. That's okay. Recognize where you're at and let it go. It's time to let it go. If you aren't going to use them, if you are going to use them, great. We obviously have plenty of picture frames up here. I'm not saying get rid of everything, but 5 that you aren't using. And sometimes picture frames can be tough if they are from a specific time period. So for example, up here, we've got a specific picture frames for all of our kids' baptisms and we have it on display. We love it up here. But you know, if you have kids, sometimes you have those more baby specific picture frames, and as they get older, it might not make sense to display some of those anymore. So what do you do with those? If it's something that's really special, maybe it's engraved with their name or something really important like that, put that in their memory bin, and then that's a great place to keep it without it getting damaged and broken, and you know exactly where that is. If it's maybe just a generic, nursery room type picture, maybe it might be time to let that frame go. So figure out, if there are those specific frames from different time periods in your life, does it make sense to keep it on display? Does it make sense to go in a memory bin? Or is it really just not that important to keep that picture frame out anymore because you're so far past that season? And there's no right or wrong to it. It's just evaluating and letting go of the guilt of feeling like you have to have something on display if it doesn't make sense to display it anymore. That's okay. You don't have to get rid of the frame. If it's something really important, put it in a memory bin. But if it's really just something generic and you're past that season, it might be time to let those go. And if there's just pictures that are sitting around with pictures in them and you just haven't hung them up, just go. Go right now, hang it up, pick a good enough spot. Don't worry about it having to be perfect. Good enough is okay. So just go right now. I bet you've got 5 of these sitting around that you might not really need anymore or you aren't going to use. And just be honest with yourself. You know what? Maybe I just really am not going to use these picture frames anymore. It's time to let them go. Stop letting them sit around collecting dust. And especially when they've got glass in here, they get moved around, that can shatter. And then you've got broken glass if this falls because it's sitting on a shelf in a closet or something like that. So it's time. So go right now. Find your 5 picture frames and get rid of them. If you are really going to want to use them, put a deadline in your phone calendar right now on your reminders. Go right now, put a reminder in of when you're going to commit to getting those pictures printed, put in the frames, and on the wall. So comment below, let us know how that goes. We'd love to hear from you and hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We, of course, would be so thankful if you would like this video, share it with your friends, and of course, if you could hit that little circle button up there to subscribe, we would really appreciate it. So thank you and have a great one.